presented four different ways. One, okay, it will give you the angles of a triangle. And it will say, the problem will say, list the sides in order. Now it could say shortest to longest, okay, or it'll say longest to shortest. It may ask what is the shortest side. It may ask what is the longest side. Those are the questions that you'll see from option 1. Option 2 is it will give you either 2 angles of a triangle, meaning you have to find the third. And how do you find that? They all add up to be 180, right? Add them up, subtract from 180. Boom, there's your third one. Now, once you find your third angle, it's going to say list the sides in order. All right, so I said it wrong. The first one, it'll give you the sides, list the angle, shortest and longest. Okay? And your angles are smallest to the largest versus sides will be smallest to longest. So same thing here. Okay? If you need to find an angle, you're given angles, you need to list your sides. It'll say shortest to longest. It may ask for your smallest. It may ask for your longest. The other one, I know I'm repeating myself, and on the first one I meant to say what's your smallest angle versus what's your largest angle. Okay. Option 3. So the first two kind of go hand in hand. Option 3, it'll say what is the range? What is the range of the third side? You're going to be given two numbers. You take those two numbers, you add them up, get a number. You take those two numbers and you subtract the two. When you subtract them, you're going to get a number. Okay? When you add them, you're going to get, let's say, B. When you subtract them, you're going to get A. Guess what? Your answer's got to fall between number A and number B. It's got to fall between those two. Third option, kind of question you're going to see. It'll give you 3 numbers. And it'll say how or do these sides make a triangle? How do we do that? You take the 2 small sides, you add them up, and it's got to be greater than your third side. Okay? So we're going to go with option 1 right now. Okay, here, we're going to give, actually this is option 2, because I'm giving you the sides. Yeah, this is option 1. Given the sides, we're going to list our angles in order. Okay? From smallest to largest. So what I said, this could be reworded differently. All right? Where this said smallest to largest, it could say largest to smallest. It could say, what is the smallest angle? It could also say, what is the largest angle? Like, that's 4 options that you guys could see. So now the question you want to ask yourself is this. What is the smallest side? So when we look at this picture up here, what side would you guys would say is the smallest side?
Segment AB.
Okay, so let's write small up here. You can look at that and that's obvious. All right, what would you say the medium side is? All right, so this will be the medium or the middle, right? And the longest is, I guess I should write this in not as the smallest, but as the shortest. Okay. All right, now, so the idea is this. If this is the shortest side, what's going to be the smallest angle? Look, just one letter. When you look, I hope. Ignore this. When you look at the pictures, which angle looks the smallest?
C.
C is the smallest. Well, how would you say what's the relationship of side AB versus C? Side AB versus angle C, like directionally.
It takes longer to get there.
Oh, wait, the cross.
It's across, okay? Opposite. Well, we'll talk about that later. But this side is opposite, okay, or this angle C is opposite of the shortest side. Okay? The shortest side is going to be opposite of the smallest angle. The smallest angle is going to be opposite of the shortest side. Okay? So angle C would be the smallest angle. Okay? Now, when you guys told me that AC is the longest, well, which angle is opposite of AC? So that means angle B has to be the largest, the biggest angle. Now, something else that will help students, and it's, if you're watching the video, you're not going to be able to see this. Well, I get an idea. All right. Which side is the shortest? AB is, right? If I cover up AB, what letter's left?
C. Wow. I can cover up AC, then it's B.
Let's get back to our seats. Okay, so same thing. When I talk about AC being the longest, what letter's left?
B.
B. Yes, ma'am. That's the opposite. It's just another way. It's another way to look at the problem. All right. So down here, okay, we've got 6, 8, 9. What is the shortest side? 6. Okay. So I'm just gonna put an S here. Well, no, I'll put shortest. So if this is the shortest, that means what has to be the smallest angle?
C.
Angle C. Now, another way that we can name this angle, and we have to be prepared for this. So we can name an angle with one letter or 3.
Like B. A, C, D, or B.
And the most important part is what has to happen. The angle that we're talking about, the vertex has to be in the middle. It's got to be in the middle. Now, did I have to say BCA? I could have also said what? I could have said ACB, right? Gone the other way. All right, so that's the shortest side. What side's going to be in the middle?
A to C.
The middle, right? What is the middle side? The middle side, the medium side is A, which means that angle B is opposite, right? So angle B is in the middle of our list from smallest to largest. And last is number 9, or 9 is the longest. Yep, if I cover up B and C, you can see that angle A is going to be the Now, is that a hard concept? It's pretty, this is pretty simple, right? Okay, and the thing is, we just have to be careful. Sometimes we'll talk about Pythagorean theorem might be given to you. So you take a look at it with Pythagorean theorem. We'll talk about Pythagorean theorem later. I know you've already seen it, but the only difference is, okay, they might give you 2 sides of a triangle, and now you have to find the third side by using the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. All right, so now just the opposite, okay? So the converse, remember we talked about converse at the beginning of the year? Converse is when we're doing what? Switching the statements, right? Okay, so what would happen at the end now becomes the beginning. All right, so what did we say in the last slide? The last slide was talking about the Okay, the angles. We said depending on the sides is going to tell us about the angles, right? Now we're going to put the angles first, and the sides are going to go last. So if we're given angles, now we can describe the sides in order. Okay. So when we look at this picture, what angle seems to be the biggest? Angle. It might. What's the biggest angle?
The
Angle.
angle.
This angle up here. This
Oh, I was
angle.
looking at the bottom triangle.
This angle up here is the biggest, right? So that means that AC needs to be the longest. All right, and we follow suit with that in terms of, okay, well, if that's the biggest, what's going to be the smallest angle? Smallest angle. All right, so right here, this is our smallest angle. Go directly opposite, and this should be the shortest. You guys with me on that? And then same thing goes, well, this would, angle A would be in the middle, okay? This would be in the middle. So this would be the medium side. Yes, ma'am.
All of them are like, is every single one gonna have one on this side, the smallest, and the shortest?
No, it's just the way that I just kind of use those. All right.
Smallest angle is B.
Well, we gotta find B.
Well,
All right, how do we find B, Audrey?
you have to do 55 plus 43, and then you have to minus it from 180.
All right, so what's 55 plus 43? 98. Okay, what do we need to do with that 98? Subtract it from 180. What's 180 minus 82? Very good. So now, the other thing that students forget to do, listen, you're going to have a worksheet, just like you would on the SOL. Use that paper, use your pencil, use your pen. Put as much information into this picture as you possibly can. So if I know that this angle is 82, then I'm going to put 82 into my picture. Like, it does me no good to do the work and let it sit out there. Angles go where?
Inside.
Sides go on the
Outside.
All right, just refreshing. All right, now we're talking about, we want to list the sides. Okay, bless you. We want to list the sides in order from shortest to longest. Okay, so what is the smallest angle? Smallest angle is A, right? And then C is the medium, and B is the largest. Okay, I think you have this in your notes. Angle A, angle C, and angle B in that order. Okay, so what I did is I listed the angles in order to help me write the sides. Now, here's another way to think about what I just said, or kind of like the converse of what I said last time, and I'll make this a little bit bigger. So if I'm talking about angle A, if I cover up angle A, which two sides, what letters are left over? Okay, so it's kind of like me covering this up, right? That's going to be, BC's got to be the small side, shortest side. All right, so I'm circling here and I'm going across from it, right? All right, so BC is going to be the shortest. Next, what comes after 43? Well, we said angle C. Angle C was the, all right, so if I circle angle B or C, we go directly across. This should be our medium side, right? In the middle is AB. And then last is angle B. This is the longest. All right, what did you say? That's easy, right? That's not that bad. I'm telling you, this section is not bad at all. It's pretty, I think it's pretty easy. The part is we got to remember, hey, there's a lot going on in this section. Okay. So now how do we? What's the third kind of question? Oh,
Ooh.
I don't know. Something I hit.
Oh.
I done did it now.
Look back on the screen, right next to me. Or not.
All right, it went off. Good. Sorry. Okay. Now here's what I was telling you guys. This was, I think I said this fourth. So if you're given three sides of a triangle, you're given three sides of a triangle, add up your two small sides. You can add up all of these sides if you want and play this scenario. But the idea is take the sum of the two small sides, and it should be greater than your third side.
Third side.
So what are we doing? What are we doing?
Taking the smallest.
We're going to add
Smallest and medium.
the two smallest, shortest, the two shortest sides, okay, and it should be greater than the third side, or the longest side. All right, you don't have that in your notes, so make sure you write that down, okay? So the sum of the two shortest sides, I need to write that down. Sum. We're using more math terms, right? Sum means we have to do what? Okay, I gotta add. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but sometimes we struggle with words. All right, vocabulary. So do the following sides, make a triangle. Now notice the order.
6 is A. Right?
6 would be a small side, right?
10 would be what? 10 would be B, C, and then C would be. Wait, hold on. 10
So,
would be AC.
all right, here's the question.
It's ACB because this person says it.
Okay, here's the question. Do I need to follow all of these? No. Like you look at a textbook, it's going to show you all this. This is why I wanted you to write this down. Find the two small sides. 6 and 6 and 3. All right.
1 equals 9.
So 6 plus 3. 6 plus 3 is 10.
Is less than 10. Whoa, why does that say greater than 10?
Because it's supposed to be greater than 10.
But it's not.
It's not.
So it's not.
All right. That's false, which means, guess what? Those three sides don't make a triangle.
We're working together.
You feel some of my struggle while I'm losing hair, right?
Gordon, you have a
Spit it
full
out.
head of hair, don't you? Start talking.
Okay. Now here's another scenario. 10, 5, and 5.
5 plus 5 equals 10.
No.
False.
It's supposed to be what? 5 plus 5 is greater than 10. Now, the good thing is, you guys are already recognizing, is 5 plus 5 greater than 10?
No, it's greater than or equal
No,
to.
5 plus 5 is, it's equal to. So this is still a, No. do I need to do a yes?
No, we got it down.
I have this down.
Suppose I gave you 20, 25, and 15.
15 plus 20 is 35. It's 35. It is triangle.
So 15 plus 20 should be greater than 25. 15 plus 20 is
35.
35. Is 35 greater than 25?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Thoughts? Pretty easy. All right. Now, can we add more words into here? Yeah. So here's where it gets a little. It might get a little wordy.
That's no problem, Gordon.
So now, this is option. This was actually option number 3 that I talked to you guys about at the beginning. So now we have. You're given two sides of the triangle, and you need to find what is the possible length. Sometimes you might be given a range, and I'll show you that range, what it looks like. Sometimes it may just be multiple choice and only ask for one answer. Sometimes it's going to give you a bunch of answers, like a hotspot question, and you need to click on all the correct answers. So let's find out what the numbers can be. So 7 and 12, what are we going to do with these two numbers? We're going to subtract 7 and 12. So 12 minus 7 is 5. Our answer has to be bigger than 5, but it's got to be less than. What else are we going to do with these two numbers? We're going to add them. So 12 plus 7 is 19. Okay, so what could you see on an SOL? What are the possible scenarios? You could see something like this could be a possible answer. Okay? This is one scenario. It might ask you, so this is, let's say, one question. Okay? A second question, same problem, but maybe now it's going to give you A, B, C, and D, and it's only going to give you one answer. So it'll give you, a guarantee it's going to give you 5, okay? It'll give, let's say it gives you 19, and then it gives you 20, and then let's say it gives you 10. Okay? What answer would you choose? 10. There's only one possible answer. Cody, you're shaking your head no, right? Because you see 5 and 19 up there, right? It can't equal 5. It can't equal 19. It's not an equal to. So let's play out that scenario. Suppose we had 5 plus 7. Is that greater than 12?
No.
What's 5 plus 7? Is 12 greater than 12?
No.
No. And if we did the same thing, we shifted our numbers. Suppose we said 7 plus 12. Is that greater than 19? That's just no. It's the same, right? So here's the idea. It could be 5.000001. It could be 18.99999, but it can't be 19 and it can't be 5. All right, so this is question number 3 that you can see. Same problem. Now, you're going to see all these boxes, right? And you've got to pick the one that is correct. Or click on all of them, right? Or circle them, whatever it is. All right, let's go with 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 12, 19, 23. So you've got to click on all the correct answers. You'd click on 7, 10, 12.
No.
So you're looking for what numbers fall in this range. Can't equal 5, and it can't equal 19. All those numbers fall within that range. Does that make sense? Okay, so there's 2 different scenarios that we're really playing out here. So here's a random question. Richmond to Fredericksburg is 43 miles. Richmond to Charlottesville is 60 miles. What could be the possible distance between Charlottesville and Fredericksburg? This is an SOL style question. This is the words, Will, that we talked about, right? So when you see a problem like this is a triangle inequality question. You're given 2 sides of a triangle. Find the possible third side. You got the answer? Answer should be B. What do we need to do with these 2 numbers?
Subtract them and then add them.
Subtract them and add them. So here, 60 minus 43, 17. 60 plus 43, 103. Now notice I put 17 as an answer and 103 as an answer. Almost 95% of the time on a multiple choice test or a SOL question, you're going to see those same exact 2 numbers all the time. When you subtract them, you're going to see that number. When you add them, you're going to see that number. Okay? So which number falls in there? Ellie said B. 56. Easy, medium, or hard?
Easy.
Easy. Overall, this is an easy section. Now, can it get a little difficult with the words?
Yes.
Yes, but we'll tackle that, okay? So right now, you guys have a worksheet, okay? You and your partner, this is worksheet 3-3. It says triangle inequalities, okay? You and your partner are working on the odds. We're going to go over the odds before we leave class today. So we got to get on it, okay? The whole front. Yep.